Good evening and welcome to another episode of 60 and Beyond with Skylark. This is my first Monday of the month vlog for all things 60 and beyond. So good evening on this warm November 7th, beautiful night before Election Day, the midterm elections. And all I'll say on that is get out and vote. Whether you feel that these elections will be contentious, which they probably will be, it is important to honor our right to vote. Think of all the people who don't have that opportunity. So please do step out at some point tomorrow, November 8th, and vote, which leads me into the word empathy. So empathy is the ability to feel another's feelings and share them with another. So, when a friend calls you and says, I need to talk, and something's really on their mind, and you listen intently, and you have empathy for them. You may not share the same feelings, and maybe you're not feeling sorrow or any kind of pain that they may be feeling at that time, but you're empathetic to the way they feel, which is the segue with voting and empathy, because around the globe, in most places around the globe, there is so much dissension that we have it in our own country. But there are far, far worse places around the world where people are struggling just to survive day to day, just to have a home, to have fresh water, to have heat, to have food, to have work, to have purpose. And we have those opportunities in this country. It's difficult at times, absolutely, but we have the opportunity that so many places around the globe do not have. So empathy for people who are really, really suffering, and to be empathetic to their plight. I was thinking the other day about how young our country really is. I mean, we really are young. We're kind of like in first grade, for lack of a better analogy. This kind of popped into my head the other night. We're babies. We're still trying to figure this great experiment out. And for the most part, I think we've done a pretty good job. But in the last couple of elections, the presidential election, it's been a whirlwind, as we all know. But let's just say this: let's be empathetic to the people who are running and the struggles that they go through to make it to be a candidate to run. What that sacrifice is to their families and to themselves, and the time that they have to devote to get on the campaign trail and put their lives in jeopardy, really, with so much of the attacks that have been going on, not just verbally, physically, and attacks in general on people, random attacks. So empathy comes to my mind this time, and it's something I think that we really need to talk about. I don't think anybody's really talking enough about it. And in some way, I think if we talk about it more and we act on it more, we can create a movement of empathy for others. We can really create a shift in how we perceive the world. I feel like I've lived a great amount of my life. I'm 64 years old. I'm not out there trying to, prove myself anymore, other than with my brand I share with you. But I am now in a position in my life where I want to do good for others. I want to be of service to others. I want to be empathetic and sympathetic to the plight of others. I want to be a good listener, a good friend, a good sister, a good daughter. My parents are gone, but I'm still their daughter. A good partner. So all of those relationships that we bear in our lives are really, really important. And for me at this point, empathy is the number one for me. Kindness, I've spoken of that many times. And for those of you who are new, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Skylark Live. This video will be posted there, and it will be posted on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, all under my brand, Skylark Live. So you can find me in many places. And please feel free to share it. I'd love more subscribers on my YouTube channel. It would be really great. I think I'm up to close to 90, but I need more. I'm at this for about 4 years, and it'd be great to just spread it even further. So what does empathy look like in your life? Are you acting on that word? Are you being that person? Are you really considering others and their pain and their sorrow? You know, we can step out of our own pain and anguish and suffering if we choose to. And we can choose to do that, even if we are going through some really difficult times. It's, you know, when you do good deeds for others, your own pain and suffering is lessened. And it really creates a bond with others, and it eases your own pain and your own struggles of what you're going through. So we're coming into Thanksgiving and the season of Christmas. So it's a really great time to practice empathy and to give. I talk often about food banks, which I'll go into a little further. There are food banks everywhere. I mean, we have one at our college now, at Farmingdale State College, where I work. It's really wonderful. We don't take donations from the public, but we do Island Harvest. And the students, you know, there's a lot of food insecurity. And this is a great time of year to think about going to your local church or your local temple or your local mosque, or a lot of stores out front, people have food banks. So it's a really, really great time to give. You can go on Google and look up food banks in your area and your zip code. And it's really easy to do. I shop a lot at Aldi, which is a very reasonably priced store, and a lot of their canned goods are like 50 cents each, so you can certainly do that. And the other thing I want to touch on is I get a daily tracker every day from the New York Times, a COVID tracker, and we're holding steady at about 10% infectious rate. Which is pretty high. You know, it's about 1 in 3 people. Hospitalizations are going up, and we're not really going to be out of this for a very long time. I don't think we're ever going to be out of it. You know, there are mutations. Now there's a mutation, I wrote it down. BA.5 is the next variant that is, you know, contagious. We've got RSV, which is the respiratory syncytial virus. It's an RNA virus. It is highly contagious. It's really through sneezing. You know, there's always these droplets that come off our lips when we speak, when we sneeze. So we've got to keep practicing that distance, you know. So we're coming into flu season. Over 60, really important to get your flu shot. I got mine. I had COVID back in August, so I still have pretty good antibodies. I just had my annual physical, and I'm going to get my 3rd booster in, is it 3rd or 2nd? I think it's my 2nd booster in December. So, you know, keeping up on the boosters, whether you believe it or not, you know, I'm not going to go into any of that. I don't really have an opinion. Everybody's got their own choice, and I really, really honor everybody's choice. But for me, I am going to get the booster. My partner's going to get the booster. My family's already gotten it. And, you know, we're going to be spending a lot of time around each other again soon. So here we go again. But, you know, the infection is not as severe. People are not getting as sick. Some are, you know, elderly, immune compromised, pre-existing conditions, those things are higher risk. So we've got, the flu and COVID and RSV, which affects children especially, and it really hits their lungs. And so I've been doing a lot of reading about these infectious diseases. And I tell you, if I were younger, I'd probably go into the medical field. Biology is so fascinating. As many of you know, I am back in school. I'm loving it. I went back when I was 62. 62, when the COVID lockdown happened. I said, okay, this is gonna help me get through this. So I went back to school. Communications is my major, and I'm doing really great. I really, really love it. And I've become very interested in infectious disease. And I do a lot of reading, and I just registered for another course. So communications in business. Sorry, I'm taking culture and communications now. And they also have writing for the health industry, which is a little more advanced. I have to wait a little bit to take that. So any of you out there are thinking about going back to school, do it. This vlog is about inspiring and motivating people 60 and beyond to continue to pursue those dreams that maybe you put off, those goals, those desires. Be practical with yourself. Do something that is within reason of your intellectual ability and your energy, because we need those two things, and your emotions. You don't want to get overwhelmed, then it's no fun, then you're not having a good time, and we want to have a good time. So that's it for tonight. I keep these short. There's so much content out there. We don't need a long, rant about all of this. So get out and vote and practice a little distance. Be safe. Be empathetic. And sending a lot of love. And good luck to all the candidates that are running tomorrow. We'll see what happens, right? So peace and love, and I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving, such a beautiful, beautiful holiday. And I'll see you in December. Okay, ciao.